Good afternoon and welcome to A Positive Light. I'm your host, Joni Lane, owner and operator of A Positive Light Meditation Center. We're a nonprofit based here in Kelseyville, California. And I want to say thank you to LCM TV for having us here today. It's a new program and we're really excited about it. This show is dedicated to providing information on meditation and practicing wellness and a host of other wellness topics such as healthy eating, healthy living. So it'll be really interesting. We'll have a lot of guests on teaching us different things and how to live a healthy lifestyle. My purpose here is to help people be happy. My hope for listeners is that they find my teachings simple and unobtrusive, that they find a way to be peaceful, to be better people, and to spread love and peace to those they come into contact with. One of the ways we can become happier people is to learn how to live peacefully with ourselves. We can love others more deeply and genuinely when we love ourselves. At our Center of Positive Light, we hold many classes. Please visit our website at apositivelight.com for information on the classes and information on how you can attend the classes. You will find that today I'm going to be repeating my website, my phone number, and my email quite often, so you can get in contact with us and find out more about our center. As I stated, we're a nonprofit, and you can also find information on how you can contribute either your time, your ideas, or your financial support to the nonprofit. You may also email me directly at joni@apositivelight.com or phone me at 707-279-6031. I'm going to begin this first broadcast with an introduction to our center and to myself. And then a little bit later on, I'll give some suggestions on how to do some daily meditations in your life throughout the day, just in general, walking around doing your life. There are some very simple things we can do to make our life simple, bring some peace into our life, keep us happier. So hopefully you can get something really positive out of this show. Well, first of all, what is a positive light and what do? We are a nonprofit, as I said, and we hold weekly classes. Our weekly classes are open to the public with no pre-registration. And there's no cost for these 2 classes on Monday and Tuesday night. We do run on donations, though, so your donations are appreciated. All donations are tax deductible and are put toward the upkeep of the buildings and the grounds and any additional expenses to running the nonprofit. The weekly classes we have are every Monday and Tuesday. So tonight we'll be holding a class at 7 o'clock. Every Monday we have a meditation group. We call it Meditation Monday at 7 o'clock. And we begin with Sati meditation for 4 to 6 weeks. And Sati meditation is mindfulness meditation. We move on from there to metta meditation, which is loving kindness meditation. And from that we go on to Vipassana meditation for insight meditation. As I said, these classes are an hour long. They start at 7 o'clock. And again, there's no cost, but donations are appreciated. The Tuesday night classes that we hold every week are at 7 o'clock as well. And that one is called 12 and Zen. 12 and Zen is based on a book by my friend Bill Crumbine. who teaches Zen Buddhism at the Pacific Zen Center. He's written a book called 12 in Zen, and we base our meetings loosely on that book. I do stay into contact with him on that. He kind of guides me through that every week. So it's a really interesting class. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. As I said, Monday and Tuesday are open to the public. You're welcome to come, 7 o'clock for 1 hour. The address is 6470 Kelsey Creek Drive in Kelseyville, California. The phone number, if you need more directions, 707-279-6031. So what is Sati meditation? Sati meditation is mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation is a really good way to start. When you're beginning to learn how to meditate, we need to become mindful of how we're walking, how we're breathing, how we're eating, what we're saying, how we're saying it, how what we do and say and think affects ourselves and others. Mindfulness is something we can bring into our lives every day. It's a great way to begin learning meditation. Often I get people that come to me and say, I don't know how to meditate. I try. Usually that's why we don't succeed. Trying is usually what gets in our way. If we stop and wait for the silence to come to us, instead of searching for it, we usually find the answer. So mindfulness meditation is a great way to begin to learn how to quiet your mind, listen to your breath, listen to your thoughts, let them go, and then learn how to relax. So from there we can move into metta meditation. And metta meditation is loving kindness meditation. We learn how to talk to ourselves nicely so that we can treat other people nicer. We learn how to be more compassionate with ourselves. And using mindfulness, we can focus on the positives in our life, the loving energies in our life. Excuse me. And so from there we'll go into Vipassana meditation. Vipassana meditation is insight meditation. And using what we learn from mindfulness meditation and loving kindness meditation, we can look at our thoughts as insights and lovingly and compassionately and quietly, mindfully look at our thoughts and see where they come from. What's the origination of these thoughts? How are they affecting us? How are they affecting others? How are they affecting our speech and our actions? Insight meditation is a wonderful way to get in touch with your true self, to find your true path, to follow your bliss. And once you learned how to be mindful and loving toward yourself, it's much easier to find the insight into yourself. So these are the classes I hold every Monday and Tuesday, just to get you started into meditation. The 12 in Zen, like I said, is based on Bill Crumbean's 12 in Zen book. He has taken the traditional AA 12 steps and paired them, I guess is the way I should say it, paired them with a Buddhist koan. And a Buddhist koan is a story or a parable. Kind of like when a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound? Or what is the sound of one hand clapping? When you meditate on a koan for 10 minutes, just the words alone, what the deeper meaning can be, and bring that into your 12-step program, it kind of gives you a different relationship with your steps. And the thing that's really unique about this 12 in Zen is that it's not for people only in recovery. It's for everyone. Bill's Roshi, John Tarrant at the Pacific Zen Center, helped him write 12 steps for Zen practitioners. And they're a little bit different than the traditional AA steps, but they make you think in a different way. So if you're practicing a new path, a Zen path, or any other path, it opens up a new way to look at that. And there are 12 steps. They kind of step you through things. Meditating on those brings us into a new perspective in itself, and then pairing that with a koan really gives you a new light on things. If I have 12 people coming to this group on a Tuesday night, I will have 12 different ideas and 12 different insights into the same step with the same koan. And we learn so much about how to think differently, how to open our minds to different opinions and different outlooks and different insights. And it's very educational. It helps us learn about who we really are. So I really enjoy these classes. Personally, I get so much out of them that I don't want to stop teaching them. I'm probably going to be ancient before I give up on this. And then I'll even sit on those classes while someone else runs them. But the Buddhist koans, there's thousands of them. And we try to come up with a unique one every time. So we go through the 12 steps. Every week is a new step. So we go through them 3 times a year. Is that right? Yeah, 3 times a year. And it's always fun and interesting. So I hope I see some of you there Monday night and Tuesday night. As I said, we're open to the public, so you're welcome to come in. Some of the examples of the 12 in Zen, I wrote one example here with the first step. Now, in the traditional AA, the first step says, we admitted we were powerless over drugs or alcohol and that our lives had become unmanageable. In the Zen practitioner's first step, it was written, I admitted I was powerless over my attachments to my ego and not in control of my actions. Very similar. But it makes you think about something. The societal normal is the other step variation that we use. And that was written by Norm Eco Deer, who is also a Buddhist practitioner. He wrote these steps because a lot of people in, quote, societal normal don't really understand recovering people. But we all have our problems and our issues to deal with. So these steps really help us deal with daily life. This step was written, admit we have issues and we are unhappy because of them. Well, we all have issues and they all make us unhappy. But what are they and how deep do they go? Where do they originate from? Those are the kind of thoughts that will come up in the meditation. Once you kind of look at that and you see, what are my issues? How are they making me unhappy? And how is that unhappiness making others unhappy? Maybe we'll read a koan, a Buddhist koan with that, and all kinds of answers will come to you. You'll see that you are responsible for your actions, and you're also responsible for changing your behavior. And it's a very gentle, loving way to look at yourself without judgment, without criticism. And it's a very open class. Nobody judges because we're learning from each other. Every response I get is an education to everyone. So, really exciting classes. I love Monday and Tuesday night classes. I'm also a Reiki master teacher, and I teach students the art of Reiki, which is energy healing. These classes are scheduled dependent upon interest. What is Reiki? Reiki is Japanese, and the word Reiki means universal energy. Ki in Japanese means energy. Qi in Chinese, as in Qigong, is energy. So very similar. And it works similarly. If you're interested in learning Reiki, please give me a call or email me and we can talk about how you can do that. One of the things I wanted to say about Reiki is that there is energy in everything. There's energy in the sun and the wind and the trees and the grass, in each other. We are energy people. We have brains that are electrical impulses. We move our arm because our brain sends an electrical impulse to tell it to move. We smile or cry because of an electrical impulse. We have nervous systems that run on energy. And our brains are giant computers full of energy. We can control the energy. We can move the energy. Depending on what you want to do, Reiki is all about intention. And the word intention is the biggest word in Reiki. If I have an intention to send loving, healing energy to an injured animal, they know, they can sense it. They have a telepathy, which is a sensing of energy. And Reiki energy is nothing but positive energy. Positive energy is about intention. Now, see, Reiki won't work with negative energy. It's all about how am I going to take this energy that I have in myself, gather the energy around me, and direct it through intention to where I want it to go. So, if you have a sore knee, you can put your hands on your knee and intentionally send loving, healing energy to your knee. It's amazing what it can do. I love teaching Reiki and holding Reiki classes. And because I do, the last Friday of every month, I hold a Reiki healing circle. And that is also at 7 o'clock. If you notice, I try to keep things at 7 o'clock because it's easier for everybody to remember, including myself. The last Friday of every month at 7 o'clock, 7 to 9, Reiki healing class. I do charge $10 for that class, and that is a donation to the center. And the reason I charge money for that class is because it takes me about 4 hours to set up and tear down. What I'm doing is I'm directing a class of people, and usually we have a group of 8 to 10 people, and we'll do some gentle yoga and open up our meridians and our chakras. We'll move some energy around doing some Qigong. And then we'll lay down on comfortable mats with pillows, nice and cozy, while I do a guided meditation and give personal Reiki healings to people. It's very powerful. It's really lovely. People come every month. It's crowded. So if you're interested in joining us, please give me a call so I can add you to the list because it fills up very quickly. The same people come all the time because once they've experienced it, they want to get in on the next one. It's a truly amazing thing, and it makes you feel blissful and wonderful for days afterwards. So think about calling me or emailing me and letting me know if you're interested in that. Again, my email is Joanie, Joanie, at apositivelight.com. And my phone number is 707-279-6031. So let's see what else we have here. I wanted to tell you so much. And I am going to make some suggestions at the end part of the show to give you some ideas on how you can meditate in your daily life. But before we get there, what is Qigong? I keep talking about Qigong. What is Qigong? Qigong is Chinese. Qi, meaning energy in Chinese, and Gong, meaning all of or universal. It's the same principles as Reiki. Moving energy with our hands. So our bodies will be moving, and we grab energy in the air. And we move it through our bodies and around our bodies. And you can actually feel this experience. You can feel it in your hands. They begin to tingle. At the end of the class, you'll feel rejuvenated and cleansed. The toxins leave your body. It's a very powerful class. I lead this class usually the third Sunday of the month, but sometimes that could be the fourth Sunday. So check the calendar on my website at apositivelight.com and find out when that class is scheduled. All of these classes that I'm mentioning are on the website, apositivelight.com, so please visit that. My contact information is on that website as well. This class, the Qigong class, is a $25 fee. It begins at 11 o'clock in the morning and goes till at least 3, sometimes a little longer. And that charge is a donation to the center as well because the room is being used and there's quite a bit of setup involved. I love teaching this class. there are so many people that come back every month just because they want to experience the Qigong that they can make happen with their own hands. So a really exciting class. I think I've told you the regular classes we have every month, last Friday of the month, Reiki healing, Monday and Tuesday every week at 7 o'clock. We have our Monday meditation and Tuesday 12 and Zen, 7 o'clock. So really easy to remember, 7 o'clock. Again, the address is listed on the website, but I'll remind you here again. It's 6470 Kelsey Creek Drive in Kelseyville, California. I've been asked, are there any unique classes that I offer? And I think the ones I mentioned are pretty unique, just in the fact that it's pretty open and there's no formal education involved. It's more instructional, but I want to hear your questions. I want group discussion. I want to hear your opinions. And the more information you can add to the class, the more we can all gain from that, including myself. I am not above learning information. I love learning information, and I will never learn it all. So please join me with the classes and be part of it. One of the classes I did develop myself, which I found is unique, and no one's done this yet, is Prasava meditation. And Prasava meditation, Prasava means labor and delivery. And believe it or not, you can have meditation during labor and delivery. I've had 2 children, so I do know how difficult that sounds. But if I could have had this when I was giving birth, I would have loved it. Any tool I could have gotten to make my labors easier would have been wonderful. This came about because one of my Monday night meditation students came in and became pregnant and came every week for 9 months and went into early labor and came in one Monday night. And I said, let's try this idea I've been thinking about. Let's see if this will help you. So she laid down and we went through an hour of practicing the labor meditations. And I wrote it all out and I gave it to her husband. He brought it to the hospital with him and they said it was amazing. That the concentration that they could have on relaxing and opening for the birth and allowing the birth and being a part of it rather than fighting it because of pain. She said it was an amazing experience. So I was so pleased that I could help her with that, to enjoy her delivery a little bit more. If you're pregnant, this is a 6 to 7 week class. And I say 6 to 7 weeks because we never know when we're going to be having our baby. So if you're pregnant and you want to learn more about this, please give me a call or an email and we can set something up. I love doing this. I think we can expand on it and let's make this happen. Prasava meditations, it's an amazingly powerful relaxation technique. Again, my phone number is 707-279-6031, and my name is Joni, Joanie, at apositivelight.com. We're working a lot at the center. We have all kinds of designs. It's wintertime right now, but the weather was nice for so long that we've been working outside. We will be designing a labyrinth, and we'll be doing drumming circles, and we'll be doing a lot of outdoor seasonal things, celebrating the seasons, the solstices. I love doing that. And the summer nights here are so beautiful and warm that it's just a lovely thing to do. So we'll be putting that up on the calendar as well on our website. Our meditation room is a 16 by 32 foot, comfortably holds 20 people or more, depending on whether you're sitting up or laying down. The room is air conditioned in the summertime and heated in the winter. And it's really quiet, serene, and private there. So it's a lovely place. If you don't come for the classes, at least come and look at our place. It's a wonderful, lovely place. We also have other teachers that come and teach classes. I've had authors of books, Healthy Eating, and I've had Kevin Griffin, who is author of many books, One Breath at a Time. He's written books on Buddhism and the 12 Steps, and he teaches at Spirit Rock. Wonderful person, and I loved having him. I'm going to try to have him again this fall. But I'm open to meeting you as a teacher and having you come out and teach a class. So contact me for a class that you're interested in teaching as well. Let's see some of the other teachers I've had. I've had one teacher who wrote a book, Katie Keating. She wanted to come out and do a class with me. She wrote a book called The Light, and I suggest you read it. It's a really good book. She unfortunately couldn't make it. She lives in England, so she was coming from England to have a class. But if you know of anyone, or if you have a class that you'd like to teach, please give me a call. Please get in contact with me. I'd love to have some new people there to share some positive teachings. Another question I was asked is, do we hold overnight retreats? And it depends. When Kevin was teaching there, I did have a weekend retreat, and that worked out really well. But we don't have a whole lot of room right now. We do have hotels in the area that we can pair with, and they're a very nice hotel in Lakeport that we can pair with and get you here if you need to stay the night for a class. We also have some room, and in the summertime we can camp. Plenty of room for camping on the grounds. As I mentioned, we're a nonprofit, and we just recently received our nonprofit approval in October of last year. And we did this because we wanted to participate more in the community, in the betterment of our community. And when I say we, I'm talking about myself, of course, but also talking about Pat Gleason, who is one of our board members. And our plans are in the works, which takes a bit of getting our ducks in a row, as they say. We'd like to begin offering support to the young people in the area in the form of arts, such as the Youth Jam. Now, a lot of the schools, unfortunately, have had to cut their art, their drama and art, and I think it's a shame because it's a huge part of child development to be able to offer art classes, whether it's music, drawing, painting, dancing, singing, acting. It develops a part of our brain that's very important. And without doing that in our schools, I think we're not giving a child a round education. We need to have both sides of the brain working, and especially teenagers. They need to use both sides of the brain to balance out and become healthy adults. So Pat was directly involved in the Sonoma County Blues Society jam session, and he worked with young people, getting professional musicians together and giving kids a chance to play some music on a stage with professional musicians. Had a great time. Kids loved it, and it really promoted a new art that maybe they weren't going to pursue. Maybe they're really talented people and nobody really encouraged them. So this is an opportunity to not only develop perhaps musical abilities, but even if you're not musically inclined, have fun. There's no criticism and no judgment involved. It's just kids having fun with professional musicians. They'll teach them how to have a good time and give them a little structure too and their experiences. I am personally going to try to put together an art class for children, and this is an art class I'm talking about anything from finger painting to pottery to drama, singing for younger children and with their parents. And I think in the summertime it would be really great if Positive Light could host this as a nonprofit and bring something to the children in our area. So those are some of the ideas that we have going as a nonprofit. And we're looking for your support in either materials or donations financially or your time. If you'd like to volunteer, we'd love to talk to you about it. So, a lot of talk here about nonprofit, Positive Light. But as a nonprofit, we really want to get involved with the community and do good work. And we're going to need volunteers to do that. So please call me at 707-279-6031 or email me at Joni, Joanie, at apositivelight.com. Let's see. A lot of people ask me where I grew up and my background. And I grew up in Sebastopol, which is a small town. When I grew up there, there was a population of about 2,400 people. Very small farming community. I worked in the orchards from a very young age, so I have a very strong work ethic. We're a very tight community. When someone needed help, we were there. When we needed help, our neighbors were there. We weren't rich by any means, but we enjoyed life. It was very simple, and I had a great community. So when I moved here to Kelseyville, I felt like I was at home. Kelseyville is a small town, farming community, small community, but I feel the same kind of camaraderie and support that I did in Sebastopol. So I kind of feel like this is, excuse me, a home away from home. I'm very happy here. I've been practicing meditation for over 25 years. I originally learned from Jack Cornfield, who opened a Spirit Rock in Marin County. And Spirit Rock is still there, teaching classes on a regular basis. Jack, like I said, was my original teacher. I've also had other teachers. Let's see, I wrote them down because I don't want to forget them all. Sharon Salzberg, Wes Nisker, Philip Moffat. And I did learn at the San Francisco Zen Center. Aya Ananda Bodhi was my teacher there for a while. I took teaching courses at Spirit Rock and other Zen centers and received my robes from the Buddhist monks in my final training after taking my Bodhisattva vows. My background is in Buddhism and Zen Buddhism, and most of my classes are based on Buddhism. But I don't call myself a Buddhist. I don't believe it's a religion. I believe it's a science of mind. I'd call myself a Taoist if I needed to call myself something. I do believe more in the pagan rituals and celebrating the solstices, celebrating the earth and the gifts that she gives us. I think we are given lives that are full of opportunity, and many of us waste the opportunities, mostly because we don't know that we have them. I don't think we intentionally waste time, and I don't think we intentionally waste our lives. But I do think that we aren't taught how to fully live our lives. I think we're taught judgment and criticism. I think we're taught a lot of self-criticism. I know I was, and I know a lot of the people I know were. And I think that's wrong. I think we're beautiful people, and we're loving people. And I think love is a lot stronger than anything else. And if we can learn to bring that out and truly enjoy who we are as people, we can make everything better. We can make the world better one person at a time. And I'm not saying the world is going to change, but I think your world can change. I think you can change your world by changing your outlook. And I believe that meditation can help you change your outlook. Some of the things I enjoy teaching people is how to reconnect with who they truly are. Society often teaches us that we're somebody we're not. When you look at yourself as a child and go back in your memory, and you remember how innocent and happy you were. Maybe you were outside in your yard, and you were just staring at the grass, looking at bugs, and thinking wonderfully happy thoughts. Someone may have come along and told you, why are you wasting your time? Why are you doing that? You're not being productive. So now your happiness has changed into something that you feel guilty up or enjoying. And when you think about it, that's just sad. Because as adults, we have learned not to act like children. But children are the happiest people on the planet. They haven't learned how to be considerate of others in some ways, but those are life lessons, and they don't need to be taught in an unloving way. I think we can teach our children and ourselves how to continue to love and ourselves and others. I know that I suffered with depression for a long time, and mindfulness has been used recently in therapy sessions for depression. And depression is usually, not always, usually a chemical imbalance in our brain. Often medication can help this, and I don't disagree with that. In fact, I think medication can be a very big help in depression. But I don't think it's the only answer. I think you can couple that with meditation. And being mindful of how you're talking to yourself. The disciplinarian thoughts that we use with ourselves. The negative voices that we use with ourselves. They continue to bring up the chemistry in our brain that keeps us depressed. It's amazing how much positive words can change the chemistry in our brain. I know that when I'm having a difficult day and I just smile and I make myself smile, I feel better. And after doing some research on this, I found that it's actually scientifically proven that chemicals are released in our brain that make us feel better when we smile. Our muscles are sending a signal to our brain. So when we smile and our cheek muscles go up, our brain actually gets a signal and it releases endorphins. And there's several other chemicals in our brains, and I'm not going to get into all those, but keeping it simple, we can change the chemistry in our brain. Again, I don't ever want to say don't take your medication, because medication is very important. If you are on medication for depression, please continue to take it. But consider adding meditation to your practice. Today's world is so stressful. Not just getting up and going to work and fighting the traffic and coming home and taking care of the kids and the house and the dogs, and that in itself is everyday stress. But there is so much going on in the outside world that it can be very scary, and we can get caught up in it. The other thing you have to remind yourself is there's very little you can do about some things. So you have to kind of let that go. And how do you do that? Without learning meditation, I don't know how anyone can do it. I couldn't. But once I learned how to meditate, I learned how to let thoughts come in, which they're going to. We're people, we're human, our minds work. Thoughts come in, and we recognize them, we breathe, we let the thought go. Thoughts come in, we recognize them, we let the thought go. The problem with depression and cyclical thinking is that we get caught up in a conversation in our head and our laundry list of things to do, and we'll go over and over and over and over. At nighttime, people say, I can't sleep, my brain won't stop, because you're going over the same things, Or perhaps you think a thought in the middle of the night, oh gosh, I forgot that, I better not forget, I got to remember this. So you're up all night thinking, I got to remember this. Wake up in the morning and you kind of forget what it was you were trying to remember. So now you're tired and you're upset because you can't remember. If that's the case, make it simple. Keep a piece of paper and a pen by your bed. Write it down. Get it off your mind. Go back to sleep. I think we tend to forget keeping it simple. We have this need to control. We have this need to be in control. we have this thought process that says, I need to do this, I need to do this, and I need to do this. No, you don't. You really don't. You really need to look at what you need to do for you. Yes, we need to go to work, and yes, we need to pay bills. But we also need to be happy, because if you're happy at work, you're going to be more productive. So some of the things I'd like to talk to you about right now are how to be mindful and how to do meditation during the day. So Thich Nhat Hanh often says, walking, you are where your home is every footstep. And walking meditation is caressing the earth with your feet. While you're walking, think about your foot on the Mother Earth as she supports you. With every step, the wind, the breath she gives you. Just taking 10 seconds to walk quietly and be aware of your body, your breathing, your breath, the earth beneath your feet. That in itself will calm you down. It'll slow you down. It'll make you realize, okay, I don't need to run to the store. I'm going to get there. I can take one step at a time and get there. If you go into the grocery store and there's a long line of people and you're getting aggravated because you don't want to wait in that long line anymore. You really want to get home because you got to cook dinner and you got to take care of the kids. And you know what? The line's not going to go any faster if you do that. The line will actually go faster if you stop doing that. If you stand there and look around at people and enjoy the fact that you're in this humanity and that there's so many different kinds of people. There's children, there's older people, there's younger people, there's stressed people, there's happy people. And just kind of look at the sea of people and take it in and experience your life. Suddenly the line will begin to move a lot faster. And your stress level will go down a lot faster. I want to make sure that I make the point that you have the power to make changes in your life that are so small, make huge differences. Being mindful when you're driving. Being mindful. That's sati meditation. Being mindful when you're driving. Now, I'm talking about driving meditation, but I'm not talking about closing your eyes while you're driving. I'm talking about noticing your hands on the wheel. Noticing the cars around you. Instead of sitting in your car thinking, I'm on my way to work, I got to get to work, and then I got to do this, and then I got to do that. Put your hands on the wheel, start the car, and tell yourself, if my hands are on the wheel, I'm starting the car, I'm putting it in drive, I'm putting my foot on the gas, I'm driving. Oh, look, there's a red car. Oh, look, there's a dog, I better slow down. Being aware of just that for 10 seconds. Just give yourself 10 seconds of just being in the car driving. No other thoughts, no worry about work or school or anything else, just driving. Your heartbeat will come down, your breathing will slow down. You can actually force yourself to smile and see if you can get those endorphins working in your brain. Little things. Try it. Just try this maybe later today or tomorrow. Try getting in your car and just being aware. Walking meditation, same thing. You can do that at work. If you're working at a desk job, you can. Working meditation. I am picking up my pen. I am writing something down. My fingers are on the computer. I am typing on the computer. I'm reading people around me. But you don't need to put the stress on yourself while you're doing it. Just breathe and just work. And be aware for 10 seconds that you're just working. Not worrying about 12 other things that are coming up. Just taking one thing at a time and doing that one thing. The stress level will go down. You will be more productive. You'll be happier. You'll get more done. So try that. Also, if you're standing in line at the bank, So you're standing in line and there's 10 people ahead of you and 2 tellers, and you're in a rush because you got to get home or you got to get back to work. You're in the line. So make the best of it. Now you have a choice here. You can stand there and be stressed, or you can stand there and decide, you know what, I don't want to be stressed. I'm going to breathe, take a couple of deep breaths, and stand here and look at the people. Maybe talk to the person in front of you. You don't have to remain strangers. You know, there's maybe a little old lady in front of you. She hasn't talked to anybody that day. Maybe she's scared of strangers. You can be friendly to her. You know, she might have a great story to tell. So give yourself a break from the stress that you automatically take on. And when I say automatically, it is habitual. We have the habits of putting stress on ourselves, mostly because we've been taught stress. We've been taught how to put pressure on ourselves. Not only do we do too many things at one time, but it's expected of us. And so none of it gets done well because we're taking on too much. Breathing is the secret. Now, if you take a deep breath and you feel your lungs fill up and you exhale, suddenly you're relaxing. Even just now, I feel very relaxed from doing that. You bring yourself into your body and you can ask yourself, do I need to be stressed right now? Or is there another road I can take? Is there a different step I can take? Is there a different avenue I can take? Can I choose to be peaceful right this moment? Can I remind myself that right in this moment, I have everything I need? Right in this moment, I have everything I need. One of the things that we're not always aware of is that we're given a lifespan. And when we're young, it seems huge. And as you all know, as we get older, it seems smaller and smaller. And sometimes time goes by really too quickly. You look back and you're just like, what happened in the last 10 years? Where did it go? The older we get, the faster it goes. Why is that? Really, why is that? I want you to ask yourself, why is that? Because when we're children, we're in the moment. Watch a child. They're building with blocks. They're staring at that block. They are in the moment. They are with that block. They are not worried about other things. They are being themselves. They're happy. They're completely content picking up a block and building something. And they're in the mud playing in mud pies. They're totally in that mud playing mud pies. They're so happy. They're in that moment. And they don't want to be taken away from it. Mom calls, time to go in for dinner, wash your hands, get ready. Oh, I don't want to. I'm having too much fun. But you know what? They are in that moment. They are living their lives. And as we get older, we're taught not to do that. All of a sudden, years are going by. We don't know where they went. What have I done with my life? If you look at life as pieces, that we're only given so many pieces, and we start giving them away, suddenly we don't have so much, and it's very precious, the ones we do have left. So ask yourself what you want to do with those pieces. Do you want to make the most of them? Make them last the longest? Do you want to savor them? Or do you just want to really pile up the stress on yourself and time goes by and before you know it, you're 90 years old wondering what happened? So my suggestion is to take the time today to begin to really live your life. All of it. Getting up in the morning, really enjoy your breakfast. Really enjoy the fact that you have the things you have. Some people don't have much, but they love what they do have. They really appreciate it. Some people have a lot, and they appreciate it too. But really look at your life. Really take a look and decide the things I don't need, the people I don't need, the energies I don't need around me. Make a decision on what you really want to hold on to and the things you really want to experience. I have so many people tell me, oh, I really want to meditate, but I can't find the time, which, when you think about it, is really kind of funny, because meditating is making the time. Suddenly you have a lot of time when you meditate. Suddenly you find that pretty much everything you do is something you really enjoy. Time goes by a little bit slower. Things are a little richer. The time you spend with people you love is time that you truly appreciate. So this week, my suggestion is to take a look at your life. And you might even make a list. Take 5 minutes out of your life. Give yourself a little vacation. Make a list of the things you can let go of and the things you can't. Because some things we can't. Some things we do have to take care of. Sit down and breathe. 5 minutes. I think you can afford 5 minutes. Even if it's just in your car. If that's the only place you can find quiet, great. Sit in your car. Breathe. Give yourself a few moments of vacation away from stress. Allow yourself to enjoy just breathing. These bodies we have are wonderful machines, but do we really enjoy them? Do we enjoy the feeling of breath in our lungs? Do we enjoy the feeling of smiling and enjoying our conversations with others? When you're meditating, you might suggest to yourself that you're going to slow down. I'm breathing in, I'm exhaling stress. I'm breathing in peace, I'm exhaling stress. I'm breathing in smiles, I'm exhaling stress. Make a conscious effort to let the stress go. You can put it in a ball and let it sit next to you if you need to. You don't have to hold it all the time. So I hope that these few suggestions have helped you a little bit. Give it a try this week. Simple. Take a couple of moments and just sit quietly and decide to just give yourself a vacation. 5-minute vacation. Really simple. You can even extend it out to 10 minutes if you're lucky. And before you know it, maybe you'll get to 15 or 20 minutes. If you join us Monday and Tuesday nights, we do meditation at 7 o'clock. Monday meditation, Tuesday night, 12 and Zen. They both start at 7 o'clock. There's no cost, but donations are appreciated. The website holds all of the information in the calendar, www.apositivelight.com. You can email me at Joni, Joanie, @apositivelight.com, or you can call me 707-279-6031. And I want to thank you for tuning in today and joining us next week, Monday at 3 o'clock. Thanks again to LCM TV for having me here. It's been really fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. And again, if you have any questions or if you want to know any more about our nonprofit, please call me at 707-279-6031. Email me at Joanie, Joanie, @apositivelight.com, or visit our website, apositivelight.com. Thank you. Have a blessed week and give yourself a break. Remember to breathe, take it slow, and I hope to see you at one of our classes. Thank you very much.